Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Keyblade Master and welcome to my channel. Well, it's time to do another Zelda blog. It's been a while since I did one of these, and for that I apologize. I got carried away with Star Trek Week, but I got two more blogs written that I want to turn into videos, so let's get these done. Alright, we finally got all our MacGuffins out of the way, so it's time to warp over to the mirror chamber on top of the Arbiter's Ground and get prepared to step into the Twilight Realm. A whole bunch of cutscenes happen here that help explain some of the story. Midna is indeed the Twilight Princess, leader of the Twili. That was until Zant overthrew her and changed her into that imp. She journeyed through twilight-covered Hyrule looking for someone who could help her. She saw Link get turned into that wolf and decided that she could use him. However, she didn't really care about anything other than helping her people and getting back on the throne. It wasn't until after witnessing Zelda and Link's sacrifices that she decided that Hyrule was worth saving too. Anyways, this is basically a small dungeon, and a whole lot of people say it reeks of a final dungeon in a Zelda game. And that's actually kind of true. Most Zelda dungeons aren't really huge. That really goes to the place where you find that last MacGuffin. And they're full of some cool battles and tough puzzles. Same here. Anyways, the first part of the stage, you're going to have to go into these chambers and find something called soul orbs and take them out into the front of the dungeon, all while battling Zant's helmets and this dark mist that will turn you into a wolf form if you step in it. Once you grab the soul orbs, things get really tricky as you now have to deal with wall masters that try to steal the orb from you. Making it even trickier is that you will have to set that orb down on places in order to power up stairs and other things that you will need to do in order to get past obstacles, and then grab it again using a hook shot. When you do that, it leaves the orb wide open for these wall masters to come in and steal it. So it's a very, very tricky obstacle that you have to overcome. Do it the first time and it opens up the chamber to the second room that you'll have to do it. Once you complete the two chambers, this happens. With the Master Sword now powered up, you can get past that dark waterfall that was in your way to get to the center area. You're now in the final gauntlet that leads to Zant. There are some tricky puzzles here, but for the most part getting through the enemies is now easier because your powered up Master Sword can slice through enemies like a knife through hot butter. All those tricky enemies that you've had to beat down all at the same time now fall in one hit with that Master Sword that you now have. So this next area is pretty easy when it comes to combat. Although I do want to warn you, do not skip the boss key. It's right in plain view, but at the same time, it's very easy to overlook. And if you overlook it, you're going to have to backtrack a little bit and feel like a complete idiot in the process. As for Zant himself, what can I say? He's the coolest boss in Zelda history. Zant warps you back to previous boss chambers, and then you'll have to use your old weapons against him in order to defeat him. My two favorites for him is when he puts you underwater and then appears in these giant helmets that you have to use your hook shot in order to pull him out of in order to hit. And then finally when he takes you back to the ice fortress and he gets all big and you have to bonk him in his toe. It's funny as he kind of just jumps around as he shrinks and you have to try to run around while sliding to hit him when he's all small. This is really fun. The final battle against him shows that he may be nuts, but he's not a great swordsman. He actually goes down pretty easily in his final form. After he's defeated, though, Midna realizes that she hasn't returned back to her normal self. Zant tells them that, hey, as long as Ganon lives, I'm alive, and as long as I'm alive, you're going to be an imp. And Ganon's back in the light world, causing all sorts of trouble. Midna then utterly destroys Zant, and then talks to Link that he really needs to hightail it back to Hyrule Castle, which is where we will pick up next time. Now, I like this dungeon a lot. It's a return to the Twilight Realm, which I hate, but this time it's actually fun. The puzzles are neat. getting an even more insanely powered up Master Sword, if it's only available for this dungeon, is really fun. And it's followed up by the best boss fight in Zelda history. Anyways, yeah, it's on to the actual final dungeon, with the exception of a few cool set pieces. Doesn't really top this dungeon, to be honest. Well, that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below.